Oh, okay. Shalom, I'm having complications. For some reason, keep saying storage full, which I keep checking and saying it's 3.84 gigabytes. So, how willing I'll be able to get through it this time. And so, the final is the righteousness of the saints. That's the end of Revelations 19 and verse 7. This is 2nd Ezra chapter 2, verse 40. Take thy number, O Zion. The number is 144,000, because those are the ones that's going to be delivered from the tribulation. You know, also, as I said earlier, you're going to have some that's going to be beheaded, so not all of them are going to be delivered through, through the FEMA camps and everything. Take thy number, O Zion, and shut up those of thine that are clothed in white, which have fulfilled the law of Yahweh. The ones clothed in white are the ones who are given the white robes. Talking about in Revelations chapter 19 and verse 17 through about 19. Reading on, are clothed in white, which have fulfilled the law of Yahweh, which follow the law, statutes, and commandments. Going to show another point that the whole laws isn't done away with, as some Christians would like you to believe. The number of thy children whom thou longest for is fulfilled. Beseech the power of Yahweh, that thy people, which have been called from the beginning, may be hallowed. So we were with the Most High from the beginning, because we're the ones that when it says in Genesis, matter of fact, don't mind if I do, because the word in the Hebrew is different than how it appears in English. In verse 1, Genesis 1:1 says, in the beginning, God created the heaven and the earth. Now the word God should be gods. If you look that up in the Hebrew, the word God in this specific verse, Genesis 1:1, the word is Elohim, which is plural. If it was one, it would just mean Allah, which would be God. But it says Elohim, which is meaning plural. Those are the ones that were at the beginning. Those are the ones that helped fashion this earth that we live on. Verse 40, 2nd Ezra 2 and 42, I, Ezra, saw upon the Mount Zion a great people whom I could not number, and they all praised Yahweh with songs. They all praised Yahweh with songs. And let's see. This is Revelations 14:1. And I looked, and lo, a lamb. Again, the lamb is Yahweh Shai. St. John 1:29. Stood on the Mount Zion, and with him 144,000, having his father's name written in their foreheads. And I heard a voice from heaven, as the voice of many waters, and as the voice of a great thunder, and I heard the voice of harpers harping with their harps, and they sung as it were a new song before the throne. Now, back over here. 2nd Ezra 2 and 42. I, Ezra, saw upon the Mount Zion, again, over here it says Mount Zion, a great people whom I could not number, and they all praised Yahweh with songs. Read this again. And I heard with the, matter of fact, start from the top. And I looked, and lo, a lamb, again, lamb is Yahweh Shai, stood on the Mount Zion over here. In 2nd Ezra, you just saw the reference Mount Zion as well. And with him 144,000, these 144,000 would be the ones that clothed in white robes, having his father's name written in their foreheads. So all of them had their father's name written in their foreheads. And I heard a voice from heaven, as the voice of many waters, and as the voice of a great thunder. And I heard the voice of harpers harping with their harps. So they were singing. At the end of verse 42 it says, whom I could not number, and they all praise Yahweh with songs. the ones that were harping with their harps. Okay, reading on. Matter of fact, let me read back on a little bit further. Yeah, I'll read the last of verse 3. Revelation 14:3. And they sung as it were a new song before the throne, and before the four beasts and the elders, and no man could learn that song but the 144,000 which were redeemed from the earth. So the only people that could learn the song was 144,000, the ones that was clothed in white robes, that was harping with their harps, and they were singing songs. Back over here, this is 44. Matter of fact, 43. And in the midst of them there was a young man of a high stature, which is the Lamb, taller than all the rest, and upon every one of their heads he set crowns. Because who has who did the Most High grant authority to set crowns on people's heads? It was his son, the Lamb. Taller than all the rest, and upon every one of their heads he set crowns, and was more exalted, which I marveled at greatly. So I asked the angel and said, Sir, what are these? He answered and said unto me, These be they that have put off the mortal clothing, and put on immortal, and have confessed the name of God. Now are they crowned and receive palms. Then said I unto the angel, What young person is it that crowneth them, and giveth them palms in their hands? So he answered and said unto me, It is the Son of God. The Son of God is meaning who? Yahweh Shai, which is also the Lamb, that take away the sins of the world, whom they have confessed in the world. Then began I greatly to commend them that stood so stiffly for the name of Yahweh. Then the angel said unto me, Go thy way, and tell thy people what manner of things and how great wonders of Yahweh thy God thou hast seen. So this was talking about the elect, praising, the name, in praising the Most High and Yahweh Shai. They received their crowns. They was in their white robes. They were beautifully decked out. And that's how, they got their glory. I want to get this in Revelations 50 and verse 20. The significance of white robes. In those days, this is Jeremiah 50 and 20. In those days and at that time, saith Yahweh, the iniquity of Israel shall be sought for, and there shall be none, and the sins of Judah, and they shall not be found, for I will pardon them whom I reserve. So he's not going to reserve everybody. He's going to pardon them, meaning he's going to excuse them. So the significance of the white robes is everybody is sinned. Everybody, even the ones in white robes. The thing about it with the brothers with white robes is they're going to be pardoned. Their sins are not going to be seen. For instance, you have a white robe. Now, right now, I don't know how this looks on the camera, but this right here, this is navy blue, very, very dark. If I get a ketchup stain on it, it'll kind of blend in. It'll have to be, a certain type of stain that you'll be able to see it. If it was like dark red paint, it would show up, or if it was dark green. But any like a ketchup stain that you could smear in, it's not going to show up on this. It's going to be not always visible. White robes, if you have anything white on, if you have a stain on it anywhere, it's going to be visible. But that's the thing of it. When you have all white on, whether it's a ketchup stain, mustard stain, whether it's a stain of orange juice that you spilled tiny, it's just going to show up. But these brothers got on white robes, so it's all white. There isn't no stains on it, so you can see how clean they are. That's to show the significance of how clean and prestige they are. They got on white robes and there aren't any stains anywhere, so you can't see any iniquity in them because the Most High pardoned them. I read it again. And in those days and in that time, saith Yahweh, the iniquity of Israel shall be sought for, and there shall be none, and the sins of Judah, and they shall not be found, for I will pardon them whom I reserve.